Hello everybody, today we will discuss about Constitution. Friends, in this lecture we will completely give out our Constitution chapter such that we have no worry or we have no tension about this chapter. So let's begin with discussing about why do we need Constitution. Friends, we need Constitution because of following reasons. Firstly, a state should have coordination and assurance. So, the Constitution provides a set of basic rules that allows for the minimal coordination amongst the members of a society. Friends, the members of different groups and communities live together and have a mutual bonding amongst each other. Secondly, a state should have the specification of decision-making powers, so our constitution specifies who has the power to make decision-making in the society. It also decides how the government will be constituted and all the peoples are included in decision-making. Friends, a state should also have the limitations on powers of government. If a state do not have this type of limitation in the constitution, the state will not be called as a democratic state. So our constitution sets some limitations on what our government can impose on its citizens. These limitations are fundamental in the sense that government may never transpass them. So from this, you can have the idea that the limitations on the powers of government are fundamental rights. These rights can be limited only during the time of national emergency, and the Constitution specifies the circumstances under which these rights may be withdrawn. After that, a state should have aspirations and the goals in a society. Indian Constitution enables the government to take positive welfare measures, some of which are legally enforceable. The directive principles of state policy also enjoin the government to fulfill certain aspirations of the people. The Constitution enables the government to fulfill aspirations of a society and create conditions for a just society. At last, a state should have the fundamental identity of a people. That means the people or the particular citizen have its political or fundamental identity towards the state, towards the world, or towards any of the works or issues. This means that the people as a collective entity comes into being only through the basic constitution. By agreeing to a basic set of norms about how one should be governed and who should be governed, that one forms a collective identity. Constitutional norms are the overarching framework within which one pursues the individual aspirations, goals, and freedoms. It also defines the fundamental values that are to be made, no transfers. Now, let's know about our second topic, that is authority of a constitution. Friends, constitution is a compact written document. It comprises a number of articles about the state, specifying how the state has to be constituted and what norm it should follow. Friends, there are 395 articles in our constitution, and for your better performance, for your better knowledge, for your competitive exams, and if you want to go on through the political science, if you want to go on by taking the political science subject as your career, you have to remember, or you should remember, the headlines of the total 395 articles of our constitution. Yeah, surely I will make another video discussing about all the 395 articles, but it may take the time to be uploaded on YouTube. So stay tuned by subscribing our channel and by hitting the notification bell so that you can get latest update from our channel. So here we will come to the United Kingdom. As the United Kingdom has a series of documents and decisions that are taken collectively as referred to the Constitution. It do not have single document that can be called Constitution. The United Kingdom or Britain has a oral document or oral constitution. Now let's know about the mode of promulgation. Friends, this type of mode is described as the method of composition of the Constitution. Promulgation is the formal proclamation or declaration that a new statutory or administrative law is enacted after its final approval. India's constitution was created by the Constituent Assembly in December 1946 and November 1949. Here we can clearly say that in December 1946, the constitution making program started and ended in November 1949. Now let's discuss about the Constitution of Nepal. Friends, Nepal has a complicated nature of constitution. The King of Nepal has final or supreme power. So in 1990, constitution was made introducing the multi-party competition. Friends, you will be surprised by listening that since 1948, Nepal citizens had amended or made 5 constitutions. That are Constitution of 1948, Constitution of 1951, 1959, 1962 and 1990. All these constitutions are granted by a king. The main issue in this constitution is the role of monarchy in the Constitution of Nepal. So, by the demand and enforcement of the people, king took over all his powers in October 2002. So now let's again come to India. In India, we have made the constitution very early after independence. So let's discuss about institutional design of our constitution. Constitution is subverted by small groups who wish to enhance their own power. Friends, an intelligent constitution is said when no single community acquires the monopoly of the powers. Indian constitution fragments power horizontally across to different institutions such as legislature, executive and judiciary. This distribution of powers was done under an independent statutory body called Election Commission. An intelligent system of checks and balance is the facilitator of the success of Indian constitution. So, the Indian constitution is described as the living document. Now let's know about how our Indian constitution was made. Formally, the constitution was made by the Constituent Assembly established in 1946. This assembly had its first meeting on 9th December 1946. Its members reassembled after partition on 14th August 1947. Friends, the members of Constituent Assembly were chosen through indirect elections by the members of provincially legislative assemblies that had been established under the Government of India Act 1935. Here, for the making of Indian Constitution, British given us the Cabinet Mission. Here in this Cabinet Mission, the aim is to discuss the transfer of powers from British government to Indian leadership with the aim of preserving India's unity and granting its independence. This mission is taken from the British government to transform our democratic government and to set up a constitutional democratic system in our country with peaceful environment. This mission was formulated at the initiative of Parliament Attlee, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, in 1946. It proposed to divide cabinet power into 3 administrative groups, A, B and C clusters. In this, let's know about the principle of deliberation. Our Constituent Assembly comes from the procedures that it adopted to frame the Constitution and the values its members brought to their deliberations. In any assembly that claims to be representative, it is desirable that diverse sections of the society participate. It is equally important that they participate not only as representatives of their own identity or community but the representatives of the whole nation. Each member deliberated upon the constitution with the interest of the whole nation in the mind. The constitution drew its authority to look from the fact that members of Constituent Assembly emerged in what we might call the public reason. The voluminous debates in the Constituent Assembly, where each clause of the Constitution was subjected to a scrutiny and debate, tribute to public reason at its best. These debates deserve to be memorized as one of the most significant chapters in the history of constitution making. Friends, we have discussed the making of constitution, institutional design, as well as principle of deliberation. Now let's know about the procedure of making our constitution. The Constituent Assembly plays a major or effective role in this. The Constituent Assembly had 8 major communities on different subjects. Usually, Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Patel or Dr. B.R. Ambedkar chaired these committees. One of these committees was Drafting Committee. Ambedkar had been a bitter critic of the Congress and Gandhi, accusing them of not doing enough for the upliftment of scheduled castes. Patel and Nehru disagreed on many issues, but they worked all together. Each committee drafted particular provisions of the constitution, which were then subjected to debate by the entire assembly. The provisions related to all the issues such as vote, violence, discrimination, etc. were also made and given to all each and every citizens of India, especially the committee members. The assembly met for 166 days spread over 2 years and 11 months. Its sessions were open to the press and public like every single argument, query or concern was reported to with the great care and in writing. So now at last of the constitution, let's know about institutional arrangements. Friends, the third factor ensuring the effectiveness of a constitution is a balanced arrangement of institutions of government. The basic principle is that government must be democratic and committed to the welfare of people. The Constituent Assembly spent a lot of time, that is 2 years, 11 months and 18 days, on evolving the right balance among the various institutions like legislature, executive and judiciary. This led to the adoption of parliamentary form and the feudal arrangement, which would distribute governmental powers between different institutions either horizontally or vertically. Now let's know about the provisions adopted by India from different countries. Firstly, let's talk about British Constitution. Here from British Constitution we have adopted FPTP, that is first past the post system, parliamentary system, rule of law, role of speaker, law-making procedure, and citizenship. Friends, you can learn FPTP system briefly in my previous video. You can check the video by clicking the link in my description box. So just check it out. Secondly, we have American Constitution. From American Constitution, we have taken fundamental rights, judicial review, as well as preamble. Thirdly, we have Canadian Constitution. From here, we have taken federal system and residuary powers. From French Constitution, we have taken liberty, equality and fraternity and republic. Friends, liberty, equality and fraternity are the 3 keywords used in the French Revolution by the common people of France. From Irish constitution we have taken directive principles of state policy, that is DPS, and elected head of the state. Friends, directive principles of state policy comes under article 36 to 51st. It also comes under socio-economic development. Friends, now let's know about the list, that is concurrent list, which we have taken from the Austrian constitution. At last, fundamental duties are taken from Russian constitution and emergency is taken from German constitution. So friends, this is all about the complete brief description of our chapter Constitution, Why and How. So I hope you have learnt complete chapter thoroughly and in brief. So in next lecture, we will discuss our second topic, that is rights. Up to that, take care, stay home and stay safe. Goodbye, have a nice day. Subscribe to our channel for getting the latest updates. Also, you can follow us from our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter handle.